Welcome back, guys. I am Ashlyn.
Hi, it's me again.
Oh, yes. So we were just talking, we were finishing a conversation. Well, we were trying to finish a conversation. I was like, no, save it for the video.
Yes.
And I was saying, like, whenever I made that comment, like, Americans come off as spoiled children. Like, I was mainly referring to our media. Like, our media portrays, you know, like, rich spoiled people, and we come off as arrogant, as Crystal said.
Yeah.
And you were saying, fuck, I already forgot what you were saying.
No, like, for example, like, the way the Americans treat, I mean, Mexico is our sister country, like, they're right below us, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So they treat it like it's a third world country, like there's some kind of, like, uncivilized people living in the mountains, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, my other half has family in Mexico, and he spent a lot of time down there, and some of the stories that he's told me, it's like, they have privileges over there that we'll never...
Fuck, sorry.
No, you're good. They have privileges over there that, you know, some of us here in America couldn't even think of having.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Well, for example, the way their retirement system works is that you hit a certain age after X amount of years of working, and they make you retire, cut you a check for the rest of your life.
Oh, shit.
And then the government will help you buy a house.
Whoa.
Yeah. So there's certain things that they have over there that we don't have. For example, like, here in America, if you don't have any money... If you're fucking broke, you also won't eat.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. You're not going to get any help, and if you do go down to the food stamp office, they're not going to give you shit because still by your tax bracket, you still make too much money, even though you're living off of pennies and you're trying to scrape up change for a meal. So, for example, like Ricky said, he goes, that's the thing that I don't understand about America, is that no matter how poor we've ever been in Mexico, we'll still eat a decent meal every single night.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so it's...
Sunbun's kitten.
Sunbun will be guest number 2.
He just better not pee or shit in here.
No, he used to do this with Michael. But yeah, so it's pretty interesting to look at the shitty ways we look at other countries, and it makes us look like assholes. You know, like Mexico, for example. Like, there's such a big fucking stink because of Trump, and he's a fucking asshole. Burn in hell, you piece of shit. I'm gonna set your fake toupee on fire. No wonder everybody makes fun of your hair, you dickbag fucker. But anyway, he eats bags of dicks for breakfast. Because he's a winner, not a loser, right?
Oh, God.
But anyway, I'm not gonna get into political rants.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's just... You know, our whole perception on other countries is so skewered by presidential candidates and media and everything else, and it makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're willing to expend our paychecks and cut ourselves short on our basic needs to get the things that we want. That's the way our country runs. Yeah. You know, like, I can guarantee you, if I yelled in this house that I want to buy beer, everybody's going to come together to get change to buy some alcohol.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, things like that. When, I don't know. I don't know, to me it's a fucked up subject, because it's like, I've been around so many different types of people from all over the world that have come straight from those countries, and like, I like talking to people about those kinds of things, like having their perspective on it and everything else. And we're so one-sided, closed-minded, one-track mind that we don't realize that, no, number one, we're not the greatest country in the world. We don't have the benefits of a lot of other countries, and it's like, you know, we praise other countries for giving out free education and post it on Facebook, but as soon as you get a candidate that's running for president that's offering free college, he's a socialist. And then that's like the biggest fucking faux pas word you can use nowadays.
Yeah, like, because I've talked to my dad about that, and it's like, because, well, I understand both sides of, you know, free college, and but also, you know, having to pay for it, because, you know, like, where's the funding gonna come from?
Yeah.
You know, like, I understand both sides, but it is a little strange where, exactly of what you just said, where people on Facebook are like, oh, these countries have free school, and then whenever a candidate says it, like, people are like, oh, like, he's bad, like,
yeah.
You know.
And that's honestly, like, and I don't understand 100%. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm, like, a fucking expert on any of it,
I'm not either.
Yeah, but, like, from standing back and watching a lot of it, it's like, most of us don't even understand the way our government system even works anymore. We're not a fucking democracy. We're a capitalist fucking government.
Yeah.
We're run on, not to be all conspiracy theory, but we're run on mainly corporations and things like that. If our stock market crashes, so does our fucking economy, and even people that aren't even participating in that go fucking broke and hungry. Look at the fucking Great Depression. It's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? So our country's not based on the liberties of people. It's based on our money and our incomes, and it's almost impossible to get to the top in this country if you're on the bottom, because it's like, you were born here, you were raised here, why aren't you taking advantage of the things that you have? Because a lot of other countries, from my understanding, is they have way higher tax rates. Some tax rates can be upwards of 15 to 22%. They have higher tax rates, but they also have higher wages and lower costs of living. So we have no balance here in America. That's the problem. Our cost of living is through the roof. Our food costs are through the roof. Our utility bills are through the roof. Everything is through the roof, but we need a higher education to make more money, but we can't afford a higher education because we have to work so fucking hard at the place that we're at. So it's, what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice that meager paycheck that you get so you can make your ends meet if you got nowhere else to go? Or are, like, it's the what if for the little people on the bottom. Like, sometimes you don't have a choice to go to school. Like, for example, like, when I worked at Gamma, this guy that I used to, that actually hired me, he was in the Air Force. He retired from the Air Force.
Oh, yeah?
And yeah, he was a really cool dude. And he was, we were doing our health insurance, which is a joke, by the way.
Oh, no! God damn it.
Sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I was reckless.
No, it's okay. Be reckless. There's too much coffee in our systems.
Yeah.
Coffee makes you antsy. Coffee makes you do things.
It's like midnight right now, and we're drinking coffee so that we can record.
Yeah. But yeah, like, and he was bringing up, it was pretty ridiculous because they said it was affordable health insurance, but they refused to tell us how much we were going to be paying. And I had declined the health insurance because I was basically like, I can't afford this. I'm not going to have to pay taxes this year anyway because I'm going to be below poverty level. I'm not going to. I'm going to school. I can't work the full 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
It's just, legally it makes no sense for me to file taxes for nothing. I've already put in.
Oh my God. A bug went down my shirt. Right in between my boobles.
Oh God, no. Jesus.
Oh jeez. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, that freaked me out.
No, it's alright.
Go on.
The ghost of moths passed.
Yeah, something fell down my boobles.
But yeah, so they had signed me up. They had signed me up for that insurance without my knowledge. Even after I declined it, they went and forged my paperwork.
Yeah, and that's straight illegal.
Yeah, and then they dug into my medical history without my knowledge as well. And then started asking me questions about it, and then I questioned the paperwork, and then I actually had to call the guy and get physical evidence that I had declined the insurance because they had signed me up for it without my knowledge, even after I declined it.
That's fucked up. Dude.
I made $600 a month, and they were wanting me to pay $150 a month of that in fucking... premiums for my fucking health insurance. That was not because of the specific medical conditions that I have. My medication is compounded, and traditional insurance is not going to cover that. So I'm paying out of pocket $600 and something a year for coverage that I'm never going to use. Yeah. My doctor doesn't take insurance, and my medication is not covered under insurance because my body will not accept traditional pharmaceuticals. It just won't. It makes me sick. I tried it for a full year. Yeah. So it's just things like that. It's like fucked up, Because after I told that lady no, she treated me like I was just a fucking bag of dog shit.
Like, why?
Like, how fucking dare you?
Like, why, though? Is it just because...
Because she's making commission off of it.
Oh, okay.
And the less people that sign up, the less money that she's gonna make. And it's like, I'm not gonna expend, I'm not an idiot. Yeah, you're coming into a warehouse where people think that they're dumb and uneducated, they're working grunt work jobs, and you think you're over here cock of the walk, and you're gonna use your fucking jargon and everything else that nobody understands. Yeah. I've had to understand the way that shit works a long time ago, at an early age, because of medical shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, don't come at me and be like, oh, well, you don't understand. You know, like, with the Obamacare, the way it works is that it's not a subsidy. It's called a hardship exemption. If you make X amount of dollars at the poverty line or below the poverty line, and you set in a certain tax bracket, you do not have to have the federal mandated health coverage, and you will not get a penalty at the end of the year because you do not make enough money to afford health coverage in the first place. But they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you that.
Yeah.
And she told me that, well, they're not offering that subsidy this year. So I called the healthcare.gov people, the Obamacare people.
Yeah.
And I asked them about it. And I was like, I was recently told by a healthcare representative that the hardship exemption was no longer being offered. And he goes, well, she must be misinformed because as long as you sign up for it or your tax bracket is low enough, you're going to be approved.
Wow, so she just straight lied.
She lied to make $1. And it's like, you know, just because, like I said, just because you come into where these peasants work, where these immigrants are over here working, because most of the people I worked with were immigrants.
Yeah.
To come in here and try to rob them, you know, like, for example, one of the men that I worked with, I'm sorry, I'm going on about this, y'all.
No, dude, it's good.
One of the men that I worked with has dual citizenship here and in Mexico because his family is down there. He's a on-paper citizen of the United States, and he's an on-paper citizen of Mexico. Mm-hmm. He has dual citizenship. He's legal both ways.
Yeah.
His family's down there. He works in Mexico and he works in America.
Oh, shit.
So he does both of it at the same time. He participates in both economies, pays taxes in both fucking economies.
Wow.
He's a legal fucking citizen, and he's an older dude. He's got fucking 7 kids, man, and he's like 70 years old.
Whoa.
Yeah, so he's busy. But anyway, but yeah, so they offered him health coverage, and he basically told the lady, who was Hispanic as well and spoke Spanish as well, that I'm not going to participate in this health coverage because I have health coverage down in Mexico, and this is not the coverage that I need here. Mm-hmm. And she basically looked him in his face, well, then you need to go back to Mexico then you don't belong here.
Wow, what a fucking bitch.
And that caused an uproar with all of the freaking all of the Hispanic employees.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because they're like, how fucking dare you?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you are Mexican yourself, and you're gonna sit here and fucking tell me that shit?
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it was a clusterfuck, because it was like, not only that, but a lot of people had insurance through private companies already, premiums that they had set up that was affordable for them and their families, because almost everybody there was married and had kids and a family and a wife and a husband and all that.
Yeah.
And their premiums were affordable. But the premiums that they were offering at this place from this health coverage was not.
Oh.
I mean, come on, $700 to $800 a month to cover everybody.
That's ridiculous.
On the meager shit that you're being paid. You're being paid hourly. You're not salary.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not making enough to put in that. You know, for me, that would have been my full paycheck.
Oh,
I would have been in the negatives. I didn't even make $700 a month. So that wouldn't have happened. You know what I'm saying? So what they basically started telling everyone was, well, because your job is offering you health coverage, you are no longer allowed to participate in that private company's insurance.
Wow.
Which is a lie. It's still a free fucking market.
Dang.
You can't sit there and dictate to somebody what insurance company they can and cannot go to.
Oh. Yeah, see, like, I don't know jack shit about this, which is bad for my age, like, because I just turned 23, but, like...
No, you've never had to deal with it.
Yeah, like, cause, I mean, I'm not, like... My family's not... I'm not trying to sit here and say my family's fucking rich or anything, but... You know,
they take care of the business.
Yeah, we take care of our business and stuff, but like it's bad. Like I really should know more about this stuff, like what you're talking about, but I honestly don't.
Well,
like,
I had to teach my parents all this stuff because they've never dealt with it either.
Oh.
So I had to learn all this from personal experience. So it's it's not a thing of immaturity. It's just a thing of, if you've never had to deal with it, you've never had to dig into it. Yeah. Like I've read so many pamphlets and online documents on the details of health coverage and stuff because of the specific things that I've been diagnosed with. I have to understand what's going to be covered, what blood work's going to be covered, and what's not going to be covered. Because if I'm going to be paying money into something that's going to come out of my paycheck and I'm not going to be able to utilize it, I've just wasted all of my money. I've taken $650 a year and flushed it down the toilet. It makes no sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's basically preying on people who are not knowledgeable in a sense of those things. And a lot of those people were knowledgeable on that stuff. They just want to pin them as idiots because they don't speak English.
Wow.
Which is dumb, which is a stereotypical American thing.
Yeah.
You know, which is it's really stupid because a lot of them will come up to me and they'd be like, "You believe that?" And, you know, broken English and everything, they'd be so angry about it because it's like, you cannot sit here... It's still a free fucking market. You still have a choice. Just because it's government mandated doesn't mean that I have to stick with one specific plan. You know, if I sign up for a plan, yes, I have to stick with it within that year, but that next year I can switch to whatever I want. That's my choice.
Yeah.
It's like me telling you that, no, you can no longer drink Starbucks coffee. You must drink 7-Eleven coffee. Because that's what's mandated and dictated to you. This is not a dictatorship.
But I'm a white girl. I have to have my Starbucks.
I have to have my pumpkin spice lattes.
Oh, God, that sounds so amazing right now.
Oh, fall. Come on, fall.
Shit. How do I get over there? Look up, thank you. Do I just jump? Wait.
I am not quite sure. It's gonna be one of those little clusterfuck things that... Wait.
Can I get there from right here? I think I can.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
She is deceiving.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna leave this episode here. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you're having a lovely day. We love your faces, and we'll see you next time. Bye!
Me.